What's good, gang? What's good, gang? What's good, gang? It's your boy Tommy, aka Mr. Trippin' on Wealth himself, and it's really a podcast, though, man. We doing something different, man. I figured I have a podcast show where I talk about everything under the sun, right? We talk about music, we talk about love, we talk about relationships, we talk about conspiracy theories, we talk about TV and entertainment, we talk about pretty much anything we want to talk about. But one of the things that I love in this world that I have as a tradition with me and my family is wrestling. So why not talk about wrestling? Why not create a segment dedicated to just talking about wrestling? I have a lot of friends that are into wrestling, and again, like I said, my family is heavy in wrestling, man. So I figured, what better way than to let y'all know we here. Look at that. Hey, but with that being said, man, we finna get into this thing. I got both my brothers on. This is something that I think is such a big thing for me right now because I love doing this podcast shit. I really do. And to do it with my brothers, it's finna be crazy. This is the first time we doing it. I got them set up on their phones. We're gonna get into this thing, man. And tonight, we talking WrestleMania. We talking Friday Night SmackDown. We talking Monday Night Raw, Raw after Mania. We gonna get into the thing tonight, man. So if y'all ready to tune in and talk some wrestling, get in the comments and turn up and let's go. Because like I said, we're here. Let me bring them on, man. There they go right there. That's the family right there, y'all. That's the family.
Sir.
Yeah. Let's get it, man.
Big Oos Fisher.
Yeah. Sosa Noog is in the building, Fisher. Man. Mars is in the building, man. And of course, I'm your boy Tommy, man. So we gonna get into this thing, man. We gonna get into this thing. Let me turn this down, man. I had to do that, though. Shout out to Bray Wyatt, man. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. One of the GOATs. Excuse me. One of the GOATs, man. But without further ado, man, we're going to jump right into this thing, man. I kind of wanted to start the conversation with Friday Night SmackDown and then lead into Mania weekend and how we feel about Mania, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to start with Friday Night SmackDown because the first thing I want to say is it's crazy to me, right, that we got this whole build-up for Cody versus John Cena. And with this build-up, they start turning on Cody on Friday Night SmackDown. And I didn't get it. Because John Cena's talking about how he's about to ruin wrestling. Right? And he's heel. He's the bad guy. Cody's the good guy. And Cody is talking mad shit. Like, give Cody what props is due, bro. He was hanging with John Cena. He wouldn't let none of that shit Cena said, like, go over. You know what I mean? Like, he was holding his own, if you ask me, in my opinion. So I didn't get why the fans started turning on Cody, because I was still riding with Cody. I'm like, I'd rather see Cody win. Now, obviously, we all want to see John Cena break the record, which has happened. But
yeah, I was all for it.
You kind of wanted to see Cody.
I knew it was coming.
Take the W.
Nah, fuck that.
Okay.
It was already a matter of time, just off of the fact that shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. He had some good storylines when it came to him defending his title and shit. But it wasn't no.
It was getting stale to a point.
Yeah, it wasn't no Roman Reigns. You feel me? It wasn't no John Cena and Randy Orton. Like, you feel me?
It got to a point where
even Seth Rollins, you feel me? Because Seth Rollins, it's like shit. He put on banger matches with anybody and everybody. So it's like shit.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers wanted more from Cody. You feel me? And reality shit, Cody should have went heel. Mm-hmm. I felt like this was the perfect time to go heel.
I feel like I want to see Cody go heel too, to a degree. And that's where so it can go two ways. It can go either Cody's gonna go away and let what's happening now kind of transition and happen, which I'm gonna hold on to that because we're gonna double back to that. Or Cody can come back and turn heel. which Cody has been
that's
healed. Like Cody's been a heel in
yeah.
AEW, I
Cody
believe.
finna sell his soul. Cody finna sell his soul to the Rock. You heard
So
what
y'all think
Rock
that
said.
now according to
That's
reports, Rock said that there was no real storyline. Like his thing was just to come in at Elimination Chamber and just hype people up, right? And that's why they did that
Yeah,
whole bit to get ticket sales. So there ain't no real concrete storylines or plans from what they saying. There ain't no real plans with the Rock.
it wasn't, but
I
the
feel
route
like
that they wanted Cody to go was for Cody to turn on Cena, and that would have made Cena 17-time title reign a little bit more better than what you feel me it is now type shit. Because it was like
because
now
he would have still had to end it as the good guy, you know.
he would have he still would have had the superhero
Yeah,
ending type shit. You feel me?
he would have
But it's
because
like now it's like
he's still Superman, but now it's like he's Superman that turned evil, you know.
Yeah.
He ain't
he
off
ain't really no
the
he not a
regular
heel
stuff.
he not a heel or a face. He more so like a
He's an
vigilante type shit.
anti-hero.
Yeah. Now,
You
for
feel
those
He's an
who
me?
watching at
anti-hero.
home, because we got 4 viewers on watching right now, get in the comments and comment. We'll make sure that your comments pop up on here so we can have this conversation with y'all watching. Right? If y'all got feedback, let us know. Comment in the comment section. Let us know where you commenting from. You know, be engaging, right? Because we want to talk wrestling, but we want this to be very involved, right? We don't want to just be up here giving our opinions. But this is gonna get interesting because we're gonna dive deep, right? So that's kind of where I wanted to start with Friday Night SmackDown, just because when we get to Mania, the dynamic of that match switches. But before we even get to Cody versus John Cena, let's back up a little bit. Let's start with night 1, right? Let's
Uh,
start with the first match, Jey Uso versus Gunther, and how we feel about that match. Because I got feelings. I do. I feel like
um, I
I feel
feel
like
like
the
it could have
finish was
been
bogus.
better.
Yeah, I feel like
I
it could
feel
have
like
been
the
better.
Yeah,
finish was too.
I
I feel
also
it,
agree with
I feel
that.
like it was too early. I feel like they didn't let the fight build up long enough or enough to the point
Yeah, it
to
wasn't.
make it seem
It really
like
wasn't enough story
the
to it.
win was worth it type shit. You feel me? Like they didn't make it look like he gave it his all. They were like he just went in on some. I'm finna reverse everything. I'm finna hit you with a couple new moves type shit. Don't get me wrong. I fuck with Jey Uso. That's my nigga type shit. You feel me? But like, you feel me? I wish they would have let him do
I felt like
more,
the
like
finish
put
should have.
more into to that match. I feel like they was rushing this shit.
Yeah, like the match was decent. I ain't gonna bullshit on that, but I will say like the finish, like when like after Jay hit his splash and then he put him in the chokehold. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
that was
Gun-
I didn't like that part.
Gunther
I didn't like
Gunther is
the
a
tap
tough
out
guy, and this
bit.
is why I keep saying, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Gunther Gunther shouldn't have tapped out that quick. Come on
Right.
now,
Yeah, he
that was
tapped out.
literally
They could at
less
least
than
let
10 seconds. That was like
yeah,
seven
they
seconds at least. He
Yeah.
got in and was like
Yeah.
tapped. Like, bro, you never do that. You never do that.
Yeah. So that's my issue with it. My issue is, one, we have, the Raw before WrestleMania. Jey Uso cuts this promo where he's like, I'm gonna pray to God for what I'm about to do to you. Meaning that I'm expecting
yeah,
to see Jey Uso run the show. And he started out
or at least
aggressive.
put him through
Yeah,
at least
He
put him
but
started, but
through
that's the problem.
like
He started out
a
aggressive.
table or something.
Yep, he started out aggressive in the beginning of the match, and then it kind of started being lackluster throughout the
yeah,
middle
it
of the
started to
match.
die down and
Right,
everything. But
and that's what I didn't like. And then the finish, I felt like was terrible because you hit 3 Uso splashes,
three
which was
splashes
cool.
from
That
the
was
top
cool with me.
rope.
Even putting him in the chokehold, the sleeper, was cool with me. It's the fact that Gunter
Yeah,
tapped out
he should have
because
locked his legs and
Gunter.
a lot more to like
Yep.
when he did that too, because it was like
I feel
it
like
was
he
just
should have
so
put his
lackluster,
ass
you know.
if he was
He
gonna
didn't
go
even try to
submission.
like, you know, cradle him up,
I feel like
or what Gunther
if
should
he
have
was gonna
did. He
go
tried to at least. I feel like Gunther should have at least tried to pull the same thing Jay did that one time when Gunther put him in the sleeper hold and he, you know, rolled back into a pin or something, you know.
Yeah.
or at least try to
Nah,
maneuver
I
around.
felt
He
like
didn't even try
if
to
he was
inch
gonna
around for
go
the ropes. He just
if he was gonna go
went down there and
submission,
it was just
for
like, I'm gonna quit.
he should have went OTC style. He should have went guillotine
He should have
on
went
some shit.
guillotine.
You
Yeah,
feel
I
me?
would have appreciated.
Yeah,
But there's the thing: I can appreciate Gunter taking his own finish and losing. I can appreciate that, but it's just how it was
Yeah.
done. He tapped out way too goddamn fast, and I felt like
Too damn fast.
two things. Since he's only tapped out once before, and now Jay Uso goes down in history as the second person to make Gunter tap. If he was gonna tap, he should have. It should have been a struggle there. He shouldn't have tapped so
yeah,
fast. He should have been trying to fight out of it, whatever.
yep,
Maybe got back to his feet, fell back down, and then tap because it's like, I can't do it. Then it would have felt way more satisfying if like Jay Uso was just relentless and just didn't let go and got him to tap out. But the fact that he tapped out so fast like that, to me, kind of ruined the finish. So the victory wasn't really like, it didn't feel hard fought. You
It
know what I
wasn't
mean?
earned for
Yeah,
real.
it wasn't earned
Yeah,
for real.
like
I'm not gonna lie though. Like before the match took place though, I was on Gunther's side because you got to think about like the like damn, I almost messed up the word. Can't even say it right now. You know how like Gunther's usually like when he wins the title, bro. It was he was doing the same thing Roman was doing. Like when Gunther was in NXT, he held that title for I want to say 1,000 days, damn near,
Mm-hmm.
and then after he went to the main roster, he got the Intercontinental. That was a whole nother year, he held that title. When Gunther holds titles, it's usually for a long period run. It's not something that's like 3 months, 6 months, and then he just gives up the title and lose to somebody, that's not
He's been a
Gunther's
champion for
character.
eighty
But
percent
for
of his
him,
career. Yeah.
yeah, and for him to lose, yeah, that's like a David versus Goliath type of thing. But it was like there wasn't no struggle in that fight as
Right.
far as like
I would have
how
rather
it
if he
was
didn't
supposed to
tap
go.
out just to give Gunter more credibility. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
tapping out is
like
cool because
put
it
up a
gives Jay more
yeah,
credibility, but it could have gave
just put
Gunter
up
more
a fight,
credibility to like just pass out. If he would have just passed out and that match ended that
on
way
some
and Jay
Steve
won
on
on some
some
Steve
Stone Cold
Austin type
shit.
shit, yeah, I would have
Yeah.
preferred that. Also, I felt like during that match, Jay Uso could have been busted open just to show like the struggle of him like earning it.
Or
You know
one
what
of
I mean?
they ass, or at least him busting Gunther ass
Gunther open,
open,
yeah.
yeah,
like
and making him bleed
also,
because
you feel
you
me?
came with that
Target.
fire. You came with that fire, and you said that basically you gon' you finna turn
You
this
You
gonna
bitch
gonna
beat
up.
put
his
me
You
to
you got
sleep,
ass.
yeah you gotta pray to God for what I'm about to do to you. You know what I mean? So if you gonna come with that kind of energy, bro, like yeah, I just felt like
you should have turned back into the J from 2020 when you was going up against Roman,
right,
you fought until you gave it your all until you couldn't even stand no more.
right.
It and then on top of that, I felt like it should have been a point where Jimmy should have came out and helped Jay, in some type of way. Like when Gunther grabbed the title, Jimmy should have been out there,
Blessings, blessings.
on his feet, grabbed the title from him, or cheap shot him before the ref can see it.
But nah,
Get
cause
some
then
type
that
of
would have
lift
took
back.
that would have took away the him doing it on his own type shit. You feel me?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel you on that one now, and I'm thinking about it. But there is a lot of stuff that they could have built more when they first started the story because it was like the first 2 3 weeks there wasn't no story until Jimmy got into it, and then Gunther had to retaliate by saying this to Jimmy, and then end up choking him out because he was attacking Jay, but it was like he kept attacking Jay, but it was like Jay was having this match, that match, like that match he had with Austin Theory and um what's his name? His partner. Forgot his name already. Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller, yeah.
That match was way too quick. That squash match was way too quick. I'm not trying to hear that. That shouldn't even been a if y'all was gonna do that, that shouldn't even been a match. That should have just been like a little promo and then
That was the
y'all
whole
go
point of
into a
the
little
match, though.
scuffle.
It was a squash match. It wasn't no. They just taking up TV time at that point. That's all
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I get that.
I wasn't really feeling that in a type of way.
I get
And
that.
then like that other week, he choked him out
I
before.
don't know. I'm just really waiting on them to give Jimmy a push.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna lie,
I'm
like
waiting on that too, and that's why I thought I was like, damn. When Jay won, I was like, Jimmy finna turn
You
on
know,
him.
no,
I thought that was
what they
gonna
should
happen,
have,
bro.
that's what I'm
what they
saying.
should have
Jimmy needs
did,
to
what
pull
they
a
should
Matt
have did when it
Hardy,
came to
bro.
wrestling. No, 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 no. He already did that when he
He
super
already
kicked
did
him when
it.
he fought
Yeah,
Roman.
he
But
already
I'm
did it.
saying if
But they did say they want to run it
if he
back though,
do
because they didn't have a good match
if
at
he
Mania the year
that's what I'm
before.
saying. If he does it, if he do it later now, now that Jay has the title, it have more,
Wait to it.
more feeling to it and weight.
I get
It
that.
is
But
it's
nah,
gonna
what they should have did was made a match into it should have been a triple threat, that Fatu and LA Knight match. That should have been a triple threat with Jimmy. Jimmy
Yeah,
should have walked out as
yeah,
champion. You feel
yeah,
you
me?
absolutely
Jimmy would have
right.
came to the ring. Jimmy should have came to the ring with the US title. And like how Eddie Guerrero and Benoit was when Benoit won the world heavyweight. Eddie came out with
And
what,
Eddie
the
won
WWE
with the
title.
yup,
You
because he
feel
had
me?
just beat
That's how that
what's his name?
that's how that should have went, bro. That would have made that moment
That would have
way
been a
more
good
special
happen
because
ending.
they both walked out of WrestleMania as champions. The year before that, they fought each other at WrestleMania. Now this WrestleMania, we walking out as champion.
yeah,
You got a belt, I got a title. You feel me? That's
And
the route I would have went.
that match with his brother, like that match would have been better if they just had more time. They just had 10 more minutes,
yeah,
match would have been good because you could tell once they started to get up towards the ending and they was about to like scuffle it out, go for blow. It was just
Uh-huh.
like you could tell he was telling them like, bro, we ain't got that much time. We got at least like 3 minutes tops. Like if
yeah.
that would have if he would have just had more leeway, I would have been happy with that. But that's all history books. So all we can hope for the better is that the next time they do have an interaction where they got to have a match, is that this match is going to topple that last match automatically.
Yeah.
It just
So
has to.
so let's get into some more. We let's go to match number 2. The New Day versus the War Raiders. How do we feel about that match?
I feel like that was actually a
I
decent
liked
match.
it. I liked it. I knew,
I like the match
me
too.
personally,
I
I
didn't
felt like
like
the New
now
Day
one
was
thing
gonna run out with the titles because it was like it was a full
I
circle
knew that
match
was
for
gonna
them.
happen, but I feel like the War Raiders should have kept them.
Yeah. I feel like I
They
would
sh-
have.
could-
I
they
feel
was
like I
just
would have
starting to get a
loved
love. You feel me?
to have seen them reincorporate uh Big E. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Even if Big
yeah.
E just
I
Yeah,
came
was
out
that's
hoping
what
for
there.
I
that.
ain't gonna lie. That's what I
I
Mm-hmm.
was
thought was
hoping for
gonna
his
happen. Big
music to
E was
hit or
gonna show
something.
her.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ready to go big?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And say
And
that.
even if they like pushed him down or something like that, like maybe he ain't do nothing, like they still won. It
Yeah.
solidifies them being evil. You know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
Because they
mean?
didn't need him to
Big
do it,
E sees the
to get the
light
titles.
of what they were doing, and Big E helps them win, and then they like forgive him, and now Big E's a heel, and he come on as a manager or something. You know what I mean? Just to get him back
On
into
some
action
Paul Heyman
without,
shit.
yeah, just to
Yeah.
get
They
him back into
was,
Without
action
yeah.
him
without having
having
him
to
in the action.
wrestle. Yeah.
I felt like that would have been a cool way to reintroduce Big E and
Or
get
at
him
least
back full
if they
time.
couldn't do something like that, at least have him commentary and be there, like ringside. That would have helped out and played the match out a little bit more.
Yeah,
Where like he's side eyeing them, or they steady getting distracted because they keep turning around and getting distracted by him because they want to talk now. And then the
yeah,
War Raiders, Chief shot them. It's a lot of stuff that they could have worked with, but I ain't knocking Triple H for none of that stuff because in his book, long term storytelling,
Yeah, he gotta
and
Big E gotta get involved. Whether he gets involved in the future with them, like helping them lose the title, like screwing them over, like y'all try to screw me over.
yeah,
I'm gonna cost y'all the title. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that'll get a big pop and a big reaction from the
I
crowd. I
feel
think
that.
if you did something like that, that'd be cool to do, for sure. That'd be awesome to do. So, let me do this as we going through these matches. Let's rate them real quick. So, Jay Uso versus Gunter. What do we give that? 9 out of 10, or 1 out of 10? Actually, let's do 5 stars. Let's make it easy.
Oh, we
I
on some
give it a
Dave Meltzer
4.
type shit. Okay, yeah,
I
I
give it a
give it
4.
a 4.6.
I give it a 3.5 because I didn't like the finish that much.
That's what I'm saying. They could have worked on that finish more.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
and
it's
just
not
him being
getting five
aggressive in the
stars.
match,
But
I'm gonna give it a
the
3.5.
crowd
I'm gonna
was
give
with
it a
him
4
throughout that whole
because
match.
I ain't gonna
It's
lie,
not
he
like the
did.
crowd was dead.
He brought out. I ain't gonna lie, he was doing. Usually, y'all know Jay Uso matches. He be spamming the super kick. He actually
Yeah,
wrestled. Like he actually
that
did different moves
that's what I like too,
and
bro.
and and
Cause
and, and put on this like I feel like he did. He put on a decent ass match.
Yeah,
I just feel like it could have been more. It should have been more to it, or like he could have been more aggressive, like y'all say, on some like, you feel me? You bought the Samoan out of me. Now I'm finna act like a wild Samoan
wow,
type shit.
Samoan.
You
That's why.
feel me?
That's why I was missing. He
you
was
know what
missing
he
the
should have.
aggressiveness,
You know
bro.
what they should have did though before his entrance, or what they should do next time he has like a title match or something that's big. He should come out with the war paint and do the
On my
tribal
life.
dance. I've been asking for that for damn near 2 3 years. Like you or your brother got to do it, or y'all got to do it together one more
It
time.
did be like, now hit my music.
Yeah,
Dun, 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 dun,
Like
dun,
bro,
dun. Yeah,
that would be
that'll be hard.
that'd have been
That'll be
live.
that set
dope.
the crowd
That'd have
off,
been a
bro.
great way to bring him out to celebrate. To be honest, but we gonna take what we got. We gonna take what we got. All right, next match. Next match on the card, man. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I felt like that was a
Uh,
solid match
It
that
was
because,
was
a
a,
solid
yeah,
match, but
that was a decent match.
and
the
I'm
only
I
only
want to
thing
give
I have
Jake.
against it is the wardrobe malfunctions. That's the only thing I have really against it, and the like Jade, like she can wrestle, but she still got
She
to
That's
still
why I
get
want to
got
give.
used to
That's why I
that.
want to give her props
she
though,
no
because
she
she has been
Yeah,
she
very stiff, like in the ring, right? But I really feel like for this debut match, she put on a decent show. Like
but
I
yeah,
felt
y'all
like
it,
gotta
she leveled
understand
up,
too
bro.
though. Y'all gotta understand too though. Every match she was in was what like
a
a big
squash
match. It
match.
was like no, like I'm saying,
Not.
like when it came to her
I get what you're
performing,
saying.
actually being in ring, most of her in ring matches was what pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah,
So it wasn't like she was wrestling. You feel me? Show to show like everybody else type shit.
That's true, but you, you
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 feel
you
me?
can't forget that she's coming from AEW, bro. She had a whole career in a whole different
But you
promotion.
no, but you see, you got to think in AEW and WWE is two different. They WWE got
yeah.
performance centers and
They
shit
two
like
different
that. AEW ain't
atmospheres
got
and
that shit.
everything.
So it's like she already didn't have that wrestling background type shit.
Yeah, at least you could say
She
with
coming
the
from what sports and shit. So it's like she got the entertainment part down, but she don't got the wrestling, the in ring fight.
yeah.
You got to
She
think about
she
all
she
go
has
if you and
she has
I'm
the
glad you
look.
brought that up though. Go back and watch
She
all her
has the look in
AEW
the
matches and compare her to all her matches she done had in WWE. You're gonna be like, okay, see, you can see she's actually fighting and
Wrestling,
doing
yeah,
moves
yeah.
in WWE.
yeah.
You
I
go back
She's
and
she's
watch
one of them.
AEW,
She's like
all her
Goldberg.
matches was like
She's like
Yes,
Goldberg.
yes.
all her moves
I
was
told Mama
yeah, they
about
was
this
power
yesterday, bro.
moves.
Thank
She was
you
on a,
for
like an
bringing that up.
undefeated streak and shit. Yeah, they was all like power moves and shit.
She is
So it was like
exactly
shit.
like Goldberg, bro. Cause don't get me wrong, y'all used to tell me all the time, Goldberg was cold, bro. Goldberg was this. Don't get me wrong, Goldberg got a fire ass entrance, finishing move, signature move, all that. But he can't put on the match more than longer than like 5 minutes at least because every time he does that, it's like either you done already gas yourself out or you done hurt yourself before you can even, get more into the match, or on top of that, you're so used to having matches that's a minute, a minute 30 seconds at least, or 2 minutes, just you come in, boom, spear somebody, and then the crowd be over with you. But then, like, every time you had the only matches I can say he probably had the longest is either with Brock and Bret Hart, bro. Those the only matches in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
When he was in there, I want to say '02 or '03. I
There was
want to
no
say it was
elimination chamber
'03.
back in '02, was it?
It was '02 or
Nah,
'03
bro, it
because
had to be like
it was summer,
'05.
The
bro.
first
It
one
was
was like, yeah, the first one was like 03, 04, some shit like that, 05. It was in that
it was
area though.
SummerSlam, bro, because I remember Goldberg injures himself during his entrance when he went for the kick after the pyro went off because he messed up his I want to say his hamstring or something. But even with that, like they could have did more, but you could tell Evolution wasn't going for it. They was fucking them up that whole fight. Like, once they got their hands on it, it was wraps. But it's a lot of stuff like I ain't gonna knock nobody for it because I ain't in the ring doing it. I want to do the shit, but hell, I ain't got the opportunity. But it's just that
they go
it's,
they go treat your ass like
it's
Spike Dudley, boy. They gonna be fucking you up.
hell no.
Yo
Well,
ass, you the
yeah,
nigga going
fucking
through the
them up,
table
boy.
every show. Every show you going through a table, bro.
Hell no. I'm knocking niggas heads off with super kicks, all that.
Yo ass going through the
But
table,
Huh.
gang.
They gonna
I'm
sit
back
your
doing
ass down, nigga.
everybody. You
Right?
think
They
you
gonna
think
sit your
Seth
ass.
was something with them chairs?
they finna hit
Boy,
your ass.
I'd be sprinting out there every day like Charles Robinson at WrestleMania.
Nah,
What?
folks. They
What was
finna
that?
Samoa Joe your ass.
24?
They like just like Cardi said, sit your ass down. Boom.
No, that wasn't
They gonna
24.
man get your. They gonna get
Probably was
your ass.
24 when he did that shit.
All right. So overall, what we giving Jade Cargill versus Naomi? Because here's the thing I want to say too before I
I,
even ask y'all that.
we doing 5 stars or what we
We
doing? What we
doing
doing?
5 stars, but before I even get to the rating, let me just say this. What that match did prove to me as well is that Jade Cargill is getting better. And
Yeah, and she can
Naomi
hang
is a
with
great
the.
worker. Naomi,
Yes.
if it wasn't for her having a
She.
great partner in that match, I don't know if it'd have been as good. Because they would have gave her somebody else stiff. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have
Yeah.
worked.
It
But
would have probably
Naomi,
went bad.
yeah, Naomi sold that match. She was phenomenal in that match. So I do want to give shouts out to Naomi, man. Shouts out to Naomi.
Yeah.
She held it down. She held it down
Type
for
She
real.
shit.
was.
She held it down, man. So I got to give her that. Got to give her flowers, bro. You know what I'm
You
saying?
think she gonna if you think if it was ever a female bloodline, you think she'd have been the one that led it, or you think it'd be Nia Jax?
I feel like I wanted them to do that, bro. Because
Nia Jax should be the
if
enforcer.
y'all don't know this by now, there's another set of twins in the family, and they wrestle, and they
The Tonga
females,
twins.
and they cold, bro.
The
I
They
Tonga
ain't seen them
twins.
they
yet.
cold, bro. I
I
wanted
ain't
them
seen them
to
yet.
expand the bloodline and bring the women in there and like take over. I wanted the bloodline to just keep growing. Like they just
But
they
that's
just
what I'm
wreaking havoc on
saying,
everything. You bring
Tommy,
Zilla
bro.
in,
Like,
you bring the Tonga twins in, you got Jacob Fatu, you got I wanted the whole thing to come together, but I'm not mad at it because we got a really good rivalry with Roman's bloodline versus Solo's bloodline,
hmm
so I'm not gonna hate on it.
I still feel like
Yeah.
y'all should have kept the Hurt Business, and the Hurt Business should
Roman
have went against
Roman
the
finna tee the
Bloodline.
bloodline up. That's
All
what's
right.
gonna happen.
So what we giving that match though? I personally, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I'm giving it 4 stars. It wasn't a perfect match, but it was damn good. It was a damn good match.
I agree.
What about you, Kari?
I ain't.
Uh,
I agree because I ain't gonna rate it any lower because I ain't got no problems with it.
I'll give it a 4 just cause you feel me.
Who was the match after that?
I got you. I got all the matches right here.
I don't know. I'll just give it a 4 though.
All right, next match we got
Um,
up: Jacob Fatu versus L.A. Knight.
That was a good ass match. I ain't even gonna lie
That
to
was a good
you.
ass
That was
match.
a good
I give
ass
it a
match.
5.
Hey,
I
that
give it 5 stars
BFT
too.
out of nowhere though.
It wasn't
Hey,
clean
that was
though,
smooth.
but he did hit that bitch. It wasn't
That
clean
Nah, that
because
was clean.
it,
That
it,
was
it
clean
that
for
was
him to
smooth,
be
bro.
as
Because
big as he was. For
yeah,
you gotta
you can't
understand,
time
that's a
that
big
any
ass
better, bro.
nigga. That
yeah,
damn near
Any
300 pounds.
any
That's damn
slower,
near
bro,
three
he
hundred
would have been
pounds. He
injured.
catching.
yeah. No, but
That's what I'm
You
saying.
feel
that
me?
bitch
Anything
was clean.
slower than that,
I was like when they said it,
he's
I
gonna
had
be
to watch
hurt.
it back when they did the replay because I'm like, damn, did he hit the BFT? I was like, damn, that's wild. That's wild. That was a good match though. I felt like definitely a well deserved victory on Jacob Fatu's end. Um, and LA Knight needed to lose. You know what I mean? He needed to
Yeah,
lose.
we knew it was gonna happen sooner or later because it was just that it wasn't that it was really more so getting stale, but you didn't have many people stepping up, even though they're in the ranking for the U.S. title. It wasn't that many people trying to step up to be like, yeah, I'm next in line, or I'm going to take this from you. You know, it was probably the same couple of people trying to run it back, and it wasn't going anywhere,
Yeah,
or they didn't push the stakes higher than what it's supposed to be. Like do a different stipulation, ladder match, steel
Nah,
cage.
I like
Uh,
how though how Jacob Fatu came in like running shit though. Like he ain't
yeah,
taking shit from
I,
nobody. You feel me? He don't give a
yeah.
fuck how big you is, what your position is, none of that shit. He came
Yada
in
I
running
mean,
shit.
yada I
You got what I
mean.
yeah,
mean?
he ain't gonna back down from nobody, and
All gas,
that
no brakes, nigga.
All
like
gas, no breaks now. I'm here now.
basic. I
And what
felt
he
like
say? You heard what he said
if they
though?
did
I'm
more,
just getting
if they
started.
did
Fuck
more
you
with
talking about?
if they had did more with like Umaga and stuff, like promos and everything, and
They was
actually let
starting
him
to.
talk instead
They
of
was
doing
starting
like.
to though before they
Yeah,
like I
but
don't
he
know.
was still character wise like in his promos where he's just like he not
I didn't
talking
like how they
normal.
didn't
He
make him
just like
talk.
yeah, that's what I'm
That's the only
saying.
thing I didn't
If he
like.
had just came
Like they
off
just made
more
this nigga.
straightforward and actually talk normal, bro, he would have had more leeway
Yeah,
and more fans behind him because he already had them behind him from the jump. No matter if he was
that's on
going up
Vince though.
against Cena,
That's on Vince and the
he
character
was
that
going
he
up.
wanted him to
Yeah,
kind of play.
yeah,
You
hell
know.
yeah. That's all against Vince. I ain't gonna knock you for that because there's a lot of people that could have got pushed more or that had star power even though they weren't the top guy like
You know
Alex
who?
Riley.
You know who I'm mad?
That man could
You
have
know who
did
I'm mad?
more if you ask me.
You know who I'm mad that they slept on so bad, bro, and it pisses me off that he not in WWE right now.
Buddy
Fucking
Murphy and
Cesaro,
Aleister Black.
Alistair
Buddy
Black on his
Murphy
way
too,
That
back.
but
too.
Buddy
Yeah.
Murphy probably gonna be back
Cesaro
too. Cesaro
Cesaro
will
is
probably
the
be back
world
too
Cesaro.
because
champion.
Rusev back. So
But that's what I'm saying though, bro. Like Cesaro, y'all, the nigga had so much
Yeah.
potential. He
They
just
they
needed mic
They
skills.
screwed over Cesaro so many times, and then every time he gets into the world title picture, y'all shrug him over.
Yeah, y'all screw him.
Y'all cheat
Make
him.
him look like a
Y'all cheat him out
scrub.
of his shit, out of his matches, and then after y'all do that, y'all just automatically send him back to the tag division, or he's doing a couple of matches with no story build, no rivalry, or he's going back for another singles title like the Intercontinental or United States, but they're not pushing him up the card. You can't just keep bringing people in and then not knowing how to utilize them. Same thing with every like most of the people that was all Triple H guys, like uh Andrade, uh um
I hate they
who
sleep on
else?
him too, for he's so cold, bro.
Bro, it's a lot of people that are just so cold and it's like it was really just more it wasn't triple, bro. It was Vince when he took over NXT, during that time and even when he brought them people up to the main roster, it's like, yeah, you want them because they got a lot of traction and stuff to their name and what can they do for the brand, but you're not helping them build their character. You're not even trying to give them TV time to
You
you
really
know,
couldn't, man.
get
Like
over.
at one point, it was just the roster was
And it
getting
was
so stacked, and there wasn't, I don't think nobody was really investing to any of the side programs that they are now. That's one thing I can say, bro. Why I think everything that Triple H is doing with creative and everything that they doing, you know what I'm saying, with all these other shows to give that time for the wrestlers that are mid carders, right? Because you're right, there was a lot of superstars that like, man, when we
they
gonna
could have did
see
better,
this
bro.
person? They could have had a better run, but Vince was gatekeeping like a motherfucker. Let's just be honest. Like,
And that
bro was definitely
did
giving
you
like the push to the same people over and over. That's why if you really want to
did you
be
watch
real
Karrion
about it,
Cross interview?
I didn't.
His little
But
powwow.
I didn't. But
Hey, no,
if you want
yeah,
to be on, if you want to
Karrion
be
Cross
He
honest,
just
though.
went off. He just
That's
went off. I
that's
respect him for
probably the
that.
best promo. That's probably gonna be the best promo he ever cut and the best promo of 2025, hands down.
damn, I gotta go watch it. But what I was gonna say was
He
with Vince giving the push to the same people over and over, that's why it didn't work for Reigns the first go around.
yeah.
Cause it should have.
Yep.
And I've always been a big Roman Reigns fan. I was always a big dog
He
fan.
he was
Cause
just
they was trying
shoving
to
Roman
make
Reigns
Roman
down our
Reigns,
throat more and more and
they was
more,
trying to
bro.
make Roman Reigns a face when he wasn't
It
no
was
good
like
guy. He was never a good guy. He was
Yeah.
always a bad guy. So
He was
when
anti-authority.
yeah, and then
yeah.
it's like when you try to make me,
They fucked him over with the promos. Whoever was writing
yeah,
his
then they give it,
promos was just
yeah, they was
screwing
giving
him
him all
over
that shit,
completely.
that bullshit to say and shit, and then it's
Suffering
like
succotash.
him
Like,
him
come on, bro. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What
then
is
him
that,
doing
bro?
it because he want to keep his job and shit. You feel me? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. They had him wearing contacts. Like, notice he just immediately stopped wearing contacts after 2015. All that stuff, like, I didn't like the vest he was wearing after that time too. When he started having like the little color outline of the
I like
pockets and
that.
stuff,
That was fire to me.
I
Cause
ain't I
that's
ain't really mess with that.
nah,
I feel like they
that's
could have.
fire.
I
I
liked it
liked
when it
the
was just
vest that had the
simple.
symbol on it.
I liked it
I like when
when it
it
was
was just a
different colors
simple
because it
shit.
made it stand out, and then he come up with different color gloves. But that's the same thing how I feel about like his fit at WrestleMania. Like that white and black this year was fire. Taking the red
That
out and
Yeah,
then
that
doing
was
the
no,
white and black, that whole was clean,
that
bro.
was hard, but I felt like he should have had black boots on. The white
Nah, I
boots was
like the
the
Concord
white
expired.
boots. I like the
That
whites. I like the white boots,
concourse was
but
hard.
like
them Concords is hard, bro. And first of
Well,
I
all,
well,
liked it.
to even get
Woodstock did
Jordan
that
wrestling
before him
boots,
though.
who?
L.A. Knight.
Oh, Ellen Knight be wearing some good shoes too.
He. I want to say he had some 11s.
Yeah, he had on
Same
some
shoes.
11s. Yep. Um, also, one person that be wearing some cold ass shoes that people don't be really be paying attention to, but Seth
Damn.
Rollins, bro. Seth Rollins be wearing some cold ass tennis shoes. He got the little shin guards on, but if you look at his shoes, they be regular shoes, bro. He be wrestling in regular
A
shoes.
lot of them, yeah, a lot of them do.
Hell yeah.
Damian Priest,
Kevin
he
Owens,
had on the
Finn.
he had on the purple twins,
Uh,
and he had on the red twin.
Yeah,
Finn Balor,
Finn be
Kofi.
pulling up with them Kanye ass fits though. That be killing me, bro. With these
yeah.
masks, it be a random mask every time, bro.
Yeah, niggas be
We
like,
gonna
what
get
the
it. We
fuck?
gonna get more into that too. All right, next match on the card, man. 'Cause we got to power through this because I know motherfuckers, trying to sleep and shit. Uh, Next match, El Grande Americano versus Ray Phoenix. How we feel about that?
I ain't get to see our whole match, but
Thank you.
from what I seen.
Gracias.
Hey,
From what I
hey,
seen though, that nigga Ray Phoenix,
He a dog, bro.
he cold, bro. I've
he
been
He a
telling
cold,
dog.
y'all about
fool.
this for the longest,
He a
bro.
dog.
Him
And they
and
really
Penta.
and they
I feel
him
like
and
they should have got
Pentagon,
signed back in
gon'
2016, bro. But it's good that they there
they really
now,
gonna put them on the map when it come to the Mexican side. Like, and don't
Oh,
get me wrong,
that's what
WWE
they
done
getting
had
ready to
some
do.
decent
bro.
I'm telling.
WWE done
They
had
just
I'm
some
got
decent
calling it.
Triple
ass.
A, bro.
I'm calling it right now. With AAA being a part of it, they're gonna have Stephanie Vaquer lose that title, and she's gonna be
Yep.
performing more with AAA, and she's gonna be like the women title holder over there at AAA. I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. I'm calling it
They
now.
should make. They should just make a NXT Mexico. You know, just like how they had NXT
Why?
UK or something.
What's the point? because
I
because
don't
they.
know.
Well, I'm saying, what's the point? Because they just bought AAA, they own it now.
Yeah,
So like they finna
yeah, it does make
integrate
sense.
that into regular WWE program. You're gonna start seeing a lot more crossovers and shit
I
like
want
that.
to see
So
what
what's
the
the point? But they do need to bring NXT UK back though. I know they trying to
yes.
rebrand it. Then they stopped it in 2022. But once they bring that back, I think that'd be dope. Once they make it like NXT European or European, whatever it's gonna be. But I think they need to bring NXT UK back for sure. Because there's a lot of
Even with
cold wrestlers
that,
over there.
I feel like they still dropped the ball with the whole cruiserweight division too, because y'all had cruiserweight classics going on after Raw, and then it was SmackDown tapings after, and then they had their own little show, and then it just died off, and then y'all
But see
did
that
this.
Cause
they gonna
you
be able to
got
do that back. They're gonna be able to balance that now with the 305 live and all that. They're gonna be able to balance that with the new AAA shit. Because I'm telling you, that's what that lucha kind of
Yeah,
style is. It's that
yeah.
fast paced, high flying. So all of those cruiserweight guys, they gonna be able to get into that promotion and like really turn up.
all like that speed shit, that
Mm-hmm.
speed shit.
That speed
Notice
shit.
all the it's only fast motherfuckers, like quick
Yep.
motherfuckers
And the
and
high flyers and
athletic
shit like that.
motherfuckers.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you
Hmm.
don't see no powerhouse or no big niggas on there trying to win no fast title.
It take up time. Take up too much time. They ain't got the. They don't got the capacity to do it.
They
But
create,
yeah.
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 I mean, they could just like fuck around, just get the fucking them up, but that's not what they want. It's not what they want.
One clothesline and it's over with. One
Talking
clothesline
about
JBL,
from
that
damn, he
hell.
just
motherfucker just
did.
come in and just huh, you know?
I'm gonna say this though about Ray Phoenix. He definitely put on a great ass show. I would have rather had seen him win than to lose. I think that did, in my
Yes.
opinion, it hurt him as a
Yeah.
new talent debut WrestleMania, and he don't go over. He should have went over on Americana,
Him
but
and Penta though.
clearly there's a
I
bigger storyline that they trying to do with this Americano shit. And I think they're gonna try to bring Ray back into it so he can have his moment since he didn't have his moment at WrestleMania. But Ray
They
Phoenix
gonna
put on
make
a hell of a match.
What if they
they
turn
gonna
Ray
make they gonna
heel
make
though for the first time?
Huh?
nah
You ever thought of
they
that?
gonna
They gonna do
they
what
gonna
now?
make Penta they gonna make
I
Penta
said,
go
what if
heel.
what?
That's
Yeah,
that's who
that
gonna
would
go
make more
heel.
sense because he's the bigger one out of all of them. But what
Penta gonna be the one to go heel,
if
and
if
Ray
they ever
Phoenix gonna be the
turn
one
Ray
that follow.
heel? They have never teased something like that in since SmackDown versus Raw 2011, Road to
Now
WrestleMania
if
mode.
y'all talking about a good ass brother to brother match, Penta
Oh,
versus
Ray,
Ray
yeah,
Phoenix,
yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be a
he
wild ass.
he
That'll
he
probably
said
be
he
the
want to do
best
that,
match to
but
go
if he
down
do
in
that, it's
history
gonna
as
be
the.
Maz versus Maz. Like when he do his last match or
It's
whatever,
only
he said
right.
he want Ray to
It's
win.
it's only right.
Yeah, I feel like when he do that though,
He gonna retire.
yeah, that's his last match. You got to retire
yeah.
He's gonna be done. Yeah.
I kind of feel like they're
because
doing Pinna dirty though
he's
right now, man. Steady
he's
losing.
already in like his 40s, I think,
Nah,
or
he ain't been.
or he just
But
turned 40.
he came in hot though.
He
Something
did
like
come
that.
in hot, but now he on a losing streak. You know.
I mean, it was big matches though.
It
It
happens to the
ain't like
best
it.
of us type shit though,
You feel me? They ain't gonna say they not gonna do nothing with him still. I feel like he gonna be the one that take the title from Dom.
Maybe,
most
maybe.
likely.
We'll
Or
Him or
see.
Finn.
or when they turn Penta heel,
Oh,
Dom's gonna turn face.
they definitely. Well, Dom's already face,
Dom's
bro.
definitely yeah,
He's already face. That happened at Mania. He's already a face. He ain't a heel no more. And here's no. Think about it. He's already a face that happened at Mania.
yeah,
They're gonna push that even further because now Finn is about to turn on the Judgment Day.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
coming to an
I
end.
still
So Finn is gonna continue being a heel, which he already is. He low key throwing shade
man
and
never
hating with his
needed
looks and shit
Judgment
like
Day,
that.
bro.
And now when that happens, it's gonna push Dom to be even more of a face because he's gonna have the sympathy card, right?
Yep.
Understand.
I feel like Carlito needs to have more matches though. He should
Carlito do
not
need
be
to
the
have more
lackey.
matches. He is a lackey
He
right
should
now.
not be the lackey for the Judgment Day. You didn't. We did not ask you to bring Carlito back for you to keep fucking him over. He's cool. That's his whole gimmick. Carlito, out of everybody, don't get me wrong, Finn has a lot of experience in New Japan and other companies and stuff, but like WWE wise, Carlito has everything. The only thing he didn't have was a world title or Money in the Bank or Royal Rumble. Like that big thing to push him.
And he
But
used to
he's
put on
he's
some good
been
ass
he's been
matches.
unified tag titles. He's been U.S. champion. He's been Intercontinental champion.
Intercontinental.
I don't see why y'all keep treating him like he had none of that before. They be acting like Carlito's just some bum now. That nigga
Yeah,
ain't
but
no bum, bro.
everybody can't be the top guy. But some people
You
are.
ain't
Some
got to be
people
the
get.
top guy, but you
But
can't
you gotta look
you
at all
can't
the.
treat
You
me like
also
I'm a
gotta look at
nobody, bro.
Shamar. You
Like we got
also
to
gotta
build
look
up
at
our
all that
stars,
talent.
but
You gotta look at all that talent they got in there over there, bro.
Yeah, they
It's
got
like
too much talent.
yeah,
he's coming back into something. Like he was already there before them and shit. He got all the titles with them, but like you gotta
they pulling the
understand,
art
like
trooper, bro.
you
Though
got niggas already
but
there.
he a
But
comedic
the
relief.
thing is, they
our
could give
truth
him a
know
bigger
his
push with
role
like
though.
letting him win a couple of matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
even if it's
that
a
too. Don't get me
side TV
wrong.
time type of matches to take up a
that's what
little
I'm
bit of
saying.
time,
That
like
can
let
help
Carlito
at least
come off with the W.
one or two matches, bro. Every once in a while,
Yeah, I agree with that
get the
because I fucks with
get the
Carlito.
crowd behind him because even Carlito, like he used to be a very dirty player, like in the game, bro.
Yeah,
From
he
the
was.
moment he debuted,
He
he
was.
Brock Cena with his own chain, bro. Like, come on now, you can't
He
keep
was. I
doing my
agree.
man. He be backstabbing people.
I agree.
That's what's gonna happen. He gonna backstab the shit out of
Finn, he gonna get Finn ass. He gonna get Finn
he gonna,
ass.
he gonna catch his ass like this.
No, he gonna get Finn
He
ass. I
just
agree
gonna
with
turn
that.
around and catch him, bro. It's gonna be so smooth too when he do it.
Yeah,
Yes, with
It's
that
gonna be
apple and
smooth as
shit.
hell, bro.
yeah, that's
That
funny as
shit gonna
hell.
Yeah,
hurt.
All
stupid.
right, so Kari, you didn't see the full match, but I'm gonna definitely give Ray Phoenix versus El
I'm gonna
Grande
give it a five.
Americano. I'm gonna
'Cause
give it. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 because I wanted to see Ray Phoenix go over. That's why I'm gonna give it a four and a
I'm
half.
gonna give it a five because even though he lost, that nigga still put on the show.
Yeah, he put
Because
on a good. He put on a good
oh,
match.
he lost on some cheese on some
Yeah,
real shit.
yeah,
That weak ass
I feel like
marriage
he's.
with the
I
man.
feel like if they still would have went with him losing, you should have had him tap instead of just getting hit with,
yeah,
uh,
Nah, cause
a
the tap would
damn.
have even made the loss.
I wouldn't have wanted
The
to
tap,
tap.
the
The
tap
tap,
would have
the
demoralized
tap.
him, but it
Yeah,
was like,
being knocked out is a way better
No,
finish.
yeah, that was the way,
yeah.
man. Because
Then
he
again,
got pinned at the end of the day. They weren't. He's not gonna make you trap bitch. And I
Yeah,
already
because
know.
now you even making him look even more weak on the grandest
Yeah,
stage. It's like damn,
yeah,
he came there and replaced
you
Rey
now
Mysterio for no reason.
you asking for too much already.
Yeah, I like him being knocked
Already.
out.
Anyway, so
All
that made
right,
more
yeah.
sense to me.
next match we got
Bring Hurricane back.
looking as he is back. He in the back in the suit, nigga. Uh,
There's a hurricane coming.
so next match we got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, and I definitely
I
got
give it
thoughts
a
about this
Uh,
match.
uh,
I
that
give it
that
a five.
that was a good match, but
That was a good
Charlotte
ass
was
match.
sandbagging shit, man. Like
It was sloppy.
she
You you
she
could tell
was
she was
they
rusty.
was both
Yeah,
going tit for tat, but you could tell Charlotte was pushing the envelope every time she got her emotions in a bunch. She want to do this, or like when it came to that spot where Charlotte ran to the turnbuckle or whatever, trying to spear Tiffany.
yeah,
Tiffany moved out the last second. Like you could tell she moved last second just so Charlotte can run face first into that turnbuckle pad.
yeah.
But that's how it's supposed to be because y'all know Charlotte had reconstruction on her face. Thank you.
Shit, now Tiffany do
So,
too. They said that she actually lost a tooth or lost a couple of teeth in the front. I thought it was just blood. Is what I was. I
I
thought
thought
it
it
was
was
just.
Mama
But they
thought it
said
was
she.
chip. That's what it
Yeah, they
looked
said
like.
her
that
chip got
it
to
It
it.
looked
that
like the
damn
bottom chipped
that
right there.
That knee brace, the knee brace Charlotte had on, that motherfucker hard.
Yeah,
She
Tiffany
better
got
pull a
fucked up in that match, but
Cesaro.
I'm glad that she came out with the
Start coming
W.
back with a
And
damn
and
mouthpiece.
here's what I'm gonna say about that. The best thing about it is that Tiffany came out with the W because if it was Vince, I
Yeah,
really feel like Vince would have put
he
Charlotte
was
over
gonna
just
go
because she's
Charlotte, bro.
Charlotte Flair.
That's what.
Yeah,
But
because he
that's
was
what I'm
gonna make
saying.
Charlotte
Charlotte didn't
try
need.
to be the
I
female Ric Flair.
Yeah, and
I
it's
was
not her
telling I
time.
was telling
You
mom
gotta
this
listen to the
that like
audience, bro. You gotta listen to the
Charlotte
audience.
does Charlotte didn't need it yet for the simple fact that like y'all saying like every time
And
y'all
she
bring
just
Charlotte
came
back,
back.
she automatically gets to cut the line.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, it's a lot of people that come back and just automatically cut the line, but Charlotte is notorious for it. She's worse than Brock when it comes to that, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Nah,
No, they
Brock
equal.
had
No,
that shit
Brock.
bad.
Yeah, Brock
Because
way
Brock
I
had
worse.
that.
I I
Cause he'd
feel
Brock
not
like
didn't
be
give
there.
she's
a
worse
fuck.
than
No,
Brock
no,
to
because
He
begin
didn't give
Charlotte
with.
a
put in the work though. Charlotte's there night in, night out. She does the matches. She puts on 5-star shows. Like she kind of deserved to cut the line
and
over
that's what I'm
Brock.
saying.
Brock just show
Brock
up and
didn't
it's because
give
he's
no
Brock
fuck.
fucking
He
Lesnar.
did
You know,
exactly.
now
And
he
he
cutting the
just
line
run
and
that
he
bitch.
winning some shit. Like nah,
And
fuck Brock Lesnar.
when nobody gonna tell him shit, when nobody
Man,
gonna do shit to that
couldn't
man.
nobody whoop his ass though. Like
That nigga was
he was
dangerous in
really
real
That's
fucking
life.
him up,
false
bro.
because I really feel like
He was really
they
fucking
should have
him
put
up.
Bobby Lashley over on Brock Lesnar way more than they
They
did.
should have.
No, fuck
They,
no.
they should
Yes,
have.
Hell no.
Bobby
Bob,
Lashley should have been put over
Bobby
Brock Lesnar.
Lashley weak
Bobby
as hell
Lashley
for I ain't even
always
gonna
from the
lie
beginning
for
should have been
I ain't
built
gonna lie,
up
bro.
from,
I'm not
you
even
know,
gonna cap to
They
y'all,
also
bro.
could have put
On
Cena
some
over a lot
on
better
some
with
real
Brock.
shit, bro. I fuck with Bobby Lashley, but that nigga weak as fuck to me, bro. Like that nigga weak as
I
hell,
don't
bro.
like his
Like
spear, bro. I ain't even gonna cap.
though,
I hate
yeah,
when he do that little flip
that
when he's
spear weak
spearing.
as
Like that
hell,
shit
bro.
is weak as fuck
That
to me,
shit weak
bro.
as hell.
Why are
That shit do not
why
look
are
like
you
it hurt
Damn,
twirling
at
I didn't
all,
know
though?
we was
bro.
finna have a Bobby Lashley hate train going on in this
No,
motherfucker.
I'm
Like,
just
No,
saying,
I
why are
don't
you
hate it.
twirling?
I fuck
You're
with him.
doing a
Like, don't
cartwheel
get me wrong.
as you're
Like the
spearing.
old,
Like, bro,
like
stop.
when he used
It's
to run
straight
through
cord.
motherfuckers. No, listen, when he used to run through motherfuckers like back in '08 type shit, he used to spear them
Bro,
niggas, bro. Like he used to
that's what I'm
actually
saying.
spear niggas.
That's the
That weak
Bobby
ass
Lashley
flip
I'm used
turn and
to.
shit, like he finna pin a nigga and shit at the end. That shit weak as hell, man.
Well, at least he
I
ain't
don't like that shit.
crossbodying people like Jay. Well, like he did that one time.
I fuck with the big ass like the spine buster choke slam type shit.
yeah,
Like that shit, he be killing niggas with that shit.
yeah,
But like that weak ass spear, like spear nigga like Goldberg. You know,
Goldberg is man.
the ultimate goal is to run through the niggas. And he was actually running through
he was
niggas.
I
running
Like
through
he was
niggas.
take
really
Yeah,
their
trying to run.
shoes off.
he didn't give a
He was
fuck.
really trying to
Goldberg didn't
knock
give a
the
fuck.
socks off
I will
motherfuckers.
forever
That's
give
what I'm saying.
Goldberg the best spear of all spears. He number one.
Hell yeah.
If I
He
had to
number
rank them
one.
top
Yeah,
5 spears, I'm going Goldberg. I'm going probably
break
Like,
Rhino, Edge,
yeah.
Gore.
I say Rhino is
Roman Reigns,
Roman.
After
then Bobby Lashley at the end.
No, I say
I
Braun
put Braun
Breaker over
Breaker in
Oh
Bobby
front of.
no!
Lashley.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
I put
forgot
Braun
about Braun
Breaker.
Breaker.
I will put Braun
Oh,
Braun
Breaker
Breaker
in
over
front
Rhino.
of
Nah, I put Braun
yeah.
Breaker over
what's called,
Rhino.
bro?
I put Braun Breaker over Rhino
Automatically,
too. I forgot about Braun Breaker. He be trucking niggas
cause
too,
Braun,
bro. He don't care.
man,
He hit the ropes and he get gone. He get ghost. He
Like he
get
get
ghost.
loose on niggas,
nigga, I ain't never seen nobody run just off of
bro.
two
He
back
I
and
ain't gonna
forths.
lie.
This
He
nigga
ran
rocked
through
the ring
Carlito
from
ass, bro.
running. How do you do that, bro? You
Yeah,
hitting the ropes too hard, bro.
yeah,
You really trying to take somebody
Cause he
like knock
already,
the air
bro.
out of
He
them, bro.
already. Braun Breaker was like 250, two
yeah,
sixty, something like
yeah.
that.
I forgot about
He
Braun Breaker. All right, all right, all right, all right. I gotta switch it up then. So I'm going. I'm going Goldberg, Braun Breaker. Then I'm going Edge. Then I'm going Roman Reigns. Then I'm
Now
going Rhino.
I'm gonna go Roman. Yeah,
Goldberg got
yeah.
the power in the spear, but Braun Breaker has the speed, the power, and the agility. Same thing
Only reason I'm gonna
I
put
can't say that
Roman
though,
over
Roman.
it.
cause Goldberg got the power, but he got the speed too, bro. Some of them, he was
Yeah,
like starting at the other side of the
Nah,
ring
I
and
ain't
going
gonna lie.
crazy.
Yeah, but y'all, yeah, you gotta understand how fast.
but when
So
Goldberg
Goldberg
spear
could be
you,
what
he's picking you
6'4",
up like
6'5".
this, bro. Like He's
No,
spearing
but
you
you got
and
you
lifting
got
your
under
body down there
nigga.
type
You
shit.
gotta understand.
Like you,
He
I
tall,
understand.
nigga.
Like he's gonna take you
He's
off
sick.
your feet.
That nigga like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
What? Almost 300 pounds. Type shit. Where he was what 270, two
Goldberg
sixty in
drives you
that
to the
area.
canvas.
But Kari, right?
All
His
That's
muscle,
height do
that's
nigga.
play
it.
a role in that. He got to get low and then come up.
He got to
Where
get
Braun
low
Breaker,
and come
like he
up.
already, Braun
Braun
Breaker
Breaker
probably like
was
6 feet.
5'8".
Stocky and short.
He
Nah,
like
he ain't
6 foot
5'8". He
at
like
the
6 foot at the tallest. Is probably
he
what I'm gonna
like
get
six
Braun
foot
Breaker.
at the like yeah
But
like
still,
six
like
foot at the so he like he average height so he ain't really gonna do too much to run through him. But for him to be his height and then the speed he running, nigga, that's dangerous. And the weight he at, nigga, that's like being hit with a gun, like a bullet, nigga. Just you ain't dead. You,
that's a damn
you finna feel,
shotgun, bro.
nigga, you finna feel
That
all that. You
damn
finna feel
paddock.
every shoulder blade, every bone that was made into a shoulder, nigga.
All right, so I'm
You
giving I'm
dinner,
giving Charlotte
dinner
Flair
shit on yourself.
versus Tiffany Stratton. I'm giving that a 4.5. I'm gonna give it a four
I
and a
give it a
half.
4. Now I give it a 5
I
because it was Tiffy time.
I I was
It's
about to
Tiffy
say
time. I
I
fuck with
would
that.
I give it 5.
Okay, that's fair. All right, last match of the night, night one. We got Seth Rollins versus
And we gonna do
CM
night
Punk
2 tomorrow,
Hey,
man.
versus
that's 15 out of 10, man. I ain't even gonna
Wait,
versus Roman
say
Reigns.
too
but
much after that. That's 15 out of 10 with
I give it
that.
a
That
5.
was a good ass match.
I
But
give it a 5. I
that
fuck with the
was
whole match through and
That
through.
was
I
a good
like the
ass
whole match.
match.
Yeah.
I like the whole work, but I wish if anything, if they was gonna do the betrayal, I felt like
It
Roman
was
should have
too
won.
noticeable, you know.
I feel like Roman or Punk should have won, then the betrayal should have happened.
Yeah,
I
I
can, I
feel
can
like
see
Punk
that
should have
too.
got
'Cause
his victory.
I feel like that would have made more sense
Punk should have got his
to the
victory because,
betrayal.
but even though he still lost, he still proved his point. None of you can beat me without the other.
Yeah,
Y'all
that's
just
true.
can't. Y'all haven't. Y'all haven't at all. The first one to lose in the Shield, Dean. Who was next? Seth. After that, it was Roman. And then y'all ran it back. Even when y'all ran it back and y'all did the handicap match, Punk still stole that win multiple times. Like every time y'all went against that man, he always found a way to win. Unless y'all completely just ended the match in like this DQ disqualification or whatever. Punk has always got the last laugh in it.
Yeah.
But I do understand that Seth Seth did what he did. He was like, "You owe me a favor." But even if he didn't pull that card, it was always gonna come down to Seth turning back to the the authority type shit.
Yeah.
He was
It's
always gonna
always a
be that
plan B,
that that
bro.
slimy guy. He's
That's what
always
he
gonna be that
learned,
slimy
bro.
guy.
That's what he learned. It's always a plan B. And now they finna make it. If you look at it, Jay, Jay, Sammy, Jimmy, all of them was on Raw, but none of them came out you feel me to save Roman.
Uh huh. None of them.
All
But
right.
that's
But it
because
is. It is
it's
what
not
it
it
is.
ain't about Roman no more.
It
And
ain't.
that's what Seth Rollins was trying to get at. He basically saying like you ain't never apologized for none of them niggas. You ain't never you feel me.
I think it makes sense, and I think him aligning with Paul Heyman, I think it all makes sense, and we can talk more about Monday Night Raw and where they about to go with this storyline, but I definitely think a lot of people think that the bloodline is over, and I personally think
Nah.
it's
It's
not.
not.
I don't
It's
think the
not.
bloodline is over.
You know what's gonna
It's
happen?
not.
They finna come back 10 times bigger. And this time they finna take all the titles, literally, from the women's
Both
division
brands.
to to the main event, all that shit. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna get to the point where they gonna be it's gonna be like the remember like the Lions versus WWE.
The
What was
yeah,
it?
Yeah, the WWF Alliance versus WCW.
Uh-huh. And that's how deep like the shit gonna get. And it's gonna lead into all the war game shit,
Cause, cause they
all
right
the
now they're
you
trying to
feel
say
me?
that Seth Rollins finna go on the same run uh that Roman went on, and I can see that, right, because you already brought Braun Breaker in. So the question is, who next? Who else they finna bring into that fold? Who do you see?
Alistair Black.
I don't know.
Randy.
I,
Nah, you ain't bringing Randy into the
no,
fold.
it's
No,
not
I'm
Nah,
gonna
playing.
work.
I'm playing. I'm
it
playing.
wouldn't work. It
Fuck
wouldn't
Randy.
work.
no.
But
No, Randy gonna be the
but they
worst
say they
out of
finna
them.
Randy got too
bring
many voices going on.
Trick Williams up, and I think that could be a good
I already
fit.
knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
Nah,
But
You don't think Trick
Trick,
could be a good fit? He
Trick,
nah,
flashy,
they're
he
not gonna
cocky,
push him for that. Trick
or
is gonna
Mello.
nah.
I can
He
Trick
see
is gonna
Mello.
be brought up for a good month. You know
I can see Mello.
that Trick is most likely gonna get sent to, I want to say Raw, but
I will be considered the weak link
they're
though.
gonna. I feel like it would be better to send
How
Trick
he
to
just won the
SmackDown.
Andre the Giant trophy, didn't he? So how could he be?
Yeah,
How could
but
he be considered the weak one?
compared to Breaker and Seth Rollins, bro, come on now.
But I'm trying to think of superstars that got that look right. Now,
Oh,
obviously,
that
Braun
it
Breaker's
factor.
yeah, like Braun Breaker don't got the like
Yeah.
flashiness as far as how he dressed, but they can change that. They can start making changes, right? Because he's gonna be coming out with side by Seth Rollins.
All you gotta do is start wearing darker singlets or a better design for his singlets instead of like throwbacks and you
Nah,
know.
nigga, we talking about like black, like
We're talking about how he
clothes
dressed. Not
wise.
yeah, his
Yeah,
ring gear is
Uh,
fine.
uh,
I don't care about that. I'm talking about just the flashiness, wearing suits and shit like that. You know what I mean?
oh,
And now that's why I say I
man,
feel like
throw his
Melo
ass.
can pull that off. Trick can pull that off because they already have
Boy,
that
all they need is a
fashion
damn they gonna
turtleneck.
pull
Yeah,
off a damn yeah, a solo Sokoa pull up with a turtleneck and them
I think
little white tux
you
or
know who
some,
I think is gonna be. I
solo
little,
think it's
solo
gonna be
could be a
Austin.
good fit too. Yeah,
Nah, I think it's gonna be Austin Theory
because or Austin Theory,
because
because
Paul
yeah,
he need to
Heyman,
break away
Paul
from
Heyman,
he need to break
yes,
Paul
away
Heyman
yes.
already
I
like
from
told
I can rock with
told
that.
him
I can
like
rock with that
Paul Heyman
because
already told him
he'd
like
be
when
better
he
than
was
Curtis Axel and when he tried to join, Paul Heyman
because
because
Austin Theory
they
got
didn't
so
do,
much potential for like it's so much
bro.
you so much you can do with Austin Theory.
What fucked over Austin Theory was making him beat John Cena at WrestleMania, and then not it just completely ruined him. And then y'all didn't have
Cena said it. Cena even said it. He said you could beat me at WrestleMania and still not gonna make a difference. What's next for you
yeah,
type shit. Oh, well, oh,
and
so what? He beat John
they
Cena. So
knew it
what?
was raps. They knew it was raps when once he said that. If John Cena tell you fine speech and do this with his hat, it's over, bro. You might
But
as well
again, you got to
get
blame
to
Vince for that.
unlacing your shit, bro.
You got to blame Vince for that because Vince
Yeah,
was trying to push
Vince
Austin
played
Theory
the
too,
major part in
just
that.
as heavy as he was. You know what I'm saying? And that never goes over when you're trying to force somebody down their throat as the next superstar. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. But look,
You got to make the fans get in tune with that character,
yeah,
and also it's just like you said, like he has to get over himself. He has to get over with the crowd himself organically. It can't it can't be makeshift, like just automatically planted there like an industry plant. You can't do that.
yeah.
You
Well,
just can't.
I'm gonna say this, man, because I know Kari got to go. We can pick up tomorrow with part two and talk about night two, and then from there, I want to get into night two of WrestleMania. I want to get into Monday Night Raw, but tomorrow when we start, we got to talk about Stand and Deliver. We got to talk
Oh
about Stand
yeah,
and Deliver.
I got to rewatch more stuff for that
Hey,
because
I
I
gotta
only
go
see
back and
like
watch it.
I seen the Obafemi match. That was good. That was a good ass match.
That match was
Um,
crazy.
I saw
That
the
match was
Stephanie
good too.
Garcia match. Um, who else fought? I forgot. Somebody put on another
The
banger too.
D'Angelo family and versus that new
The
group. Yeah,
Don and yeah,
that was a good match
that
too.
was That was a good ass match.
Yeah, but
Um,
I feel like they definitely Stand and Deliver was so good that I could have saw two of those
they
matches at
set the
least
bar.
being at WrestleMania because they started off WrestleMania
Yeah.
weekend on the right note. They definitely did. They definitely did. And we got to give it up real quick for Javon Evans, man. Javon Evans had a fucking killer match. So Kari, if you can, tomorrow I'm off at 7.
That's a bad.
And I'm gonna be at the crib. I usually do the Women Crush Wednesday show for my other podcast on Wednesdays, but I might skip that whole just to come back and do part 2. So if you can try to watch two of those matches and get caught up, that'd be dope.
That's a
And
bad.
they need to
I'm gonna
stop
watch it.
playing and
I'm gonna
offer
watch it
me a
tonight at work.
contract, man.
Nee,
You know
who?
I'm like that for real.
Who?
Me.
You still talking about, bro? They putting you through a table. We already talked. We already established
No, they not. No, they not. I'm not going for it,
you the black Spike Dudley, bro. They're finna fuck you
bro.
up,
No, I'm not,
Straight,
bro.
bro.
straight,
I'm
straight
look.
Mars,
power bomb.
do a
Straight
table
up.
again. God damn it,
Carmelo
it's
whole
broken in
gimmick
half.
is me, bro.
He's
Carmelo
broken in
whole
half,
gimmick is me, bro. Like he's stealing my whole flow. Bro,
bro.
I've been had this character
You know
set
what?
out
If you start hitting the
I
gym and you get jacked,
for. I'm telling
then I
you,
can see
bro.
it. But until then,
I
as
done
skinny as you is, nigga,
G.
they are
I can tell
fucking
you
you
this.
up, gang.
They gonna
I'm gonna
flow.
be
They
sitting
Them
literally
watching this
niggas,
using
BS,
you.
man. Quit
even
playing with me,
the,
They
bro.
even the
I'm
using
truth,
gonna
you.
find a
even
way to
nigga,
WWE.
You the nigga they bring
even
on
the
the show to hype the new nigga that's there, bro. Like you know how they have
Hell
those
nah.
new matches and
Hell
they fuck
nah.
that nigga up.
even
I ain't no
hey,
They
speed,
finna
bro.
they
I
even
ain't
the
finna
no speedy,
cruiserweights
bro.
go,
Don't say that.
even the
yeah,
cruiserweights
bro.
Nah.
gonna flood your ass.
Even the cruiserweights gonna flood your ass, bro.
Fuck the
The,
cruiserweights
Bro,
up, boy.
hell no,
I
them
am
niggas low key
cold.
swole. Them
bro.
niggas be swole as hell.
You get in the
They just
ring,
look little
bro.
on
Nigga, I'm
TV.
swole, boy. What the fuck is you talking
Fuck
about?
no.
Where?
I'm
Where?
like
You
that.
not even filling out your
I'm like
t-shirt right now,
I'm
bro.
like that nigga. Nigga. What the
Yeah,
fuck
Damn.
is you talking about,
bro.
boy? Like
Man, they
I'm
finna
the
toss your little
icon,
ass
boy.
around
Stop
that
Don't
playing with
let
me.
ring.
hey,
You not
your first
For
even,
match gonna
I'm
be
coming out there
look,
spraying like
look,
I'm
look, look,
Seth
look,
Rollins
look,
at
little time.
WrestleMania
Look, little
31,
time.
fo.
Little time. His first match gonna be against Gunther.
yeah,
He
yeah.
gonna chop, boy. He gonna chop the shit out of that.
That first chop,
Hell nah.
you getting pinned off the
He gonna
first chop,
test.
nigga.
He gonna go.
I
He gonna
know.
test
He gon'
skin
look.
from Mars. Mars ass
Gunther
gonna.
gonna hit you with that
He
chop.
gonna
He gonna pin your ass. Then he gonna lift your head up. Nah, bitch,
hell no.
you got some more coming.
I'm a low blow his ass. They gonna ring the bell.
He
Ring the
talking
bell.
about. He talking about call Baba. He call
Boy,
Baba.
I'm going into business for myself. I'm gonna low blow the fuck out of
Yeah,
him.
and you gonna be fired
I'm
the
a
next day.
he,
You getting fired the next day.
he really gonna chop wind from your ass.
Yeah, especially if you're going off script. Oh, he finna fuck you up, bro. He finna put you in every move, and you gonna be the first nigga that make his power bomb
Hell
look like it
no.
actually hurt, bro. Cause his power bomb weak as fuck. But he gonna
Let's
hit you
go.
with that bitch, and that bitch gonna fuck you up.
Your motherfucker body just gonna bounce. Your shit gonna keep bouncing.
I'll be like, damn, that's the strongest power bomb I ever seen Gunther give anybody, bro. He gonna knock your dreads
They
off
go
your
damn.
head,
He picked.
boy.
They go damn. He picked him up again.
He's already out. God damn it, he's breaking him in half.
Body just gonna be dangling. At that point, you just gonna be a living dog. Practice dummy.
Man, I
Crash
had
dummy.
already told you. I
That's what they
said,
gonna
I
call your
said,
ass. They gonna
I
call your ass
what
Crash.
Noogie, didn't I tell you? I said, give me. I told you this like a year ago. Give me at least like 5, 7 years type shit. I'm gonna get in contact with somebody in WWE. I done already, I done already met Roxanne Perez on TikTok and everything. She done already been looking at my videos and everything on
Man, it's
TikTok. So
been.
I know I seen somebody and got caught somebody eye in there.
You gotta
I
get
can
bigger,
I can
gang.
I
The
can
ropes,
find a way to
nigga.
get to that
I'm telling you,
motherfucker, bro. I'm
you so
telling
Shamar,
you,
little,
bro.
bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
You so little,
You
bro.
too small,
They
bro.
gonna
Like
throw you against the ropes, and the ropes gonna beat your ass. Oh
that's what I'm
God.
saying.
Hell no, fool.
Not
See,
even
that's
that.
where you going wrong because you ain't
Your
even trying to
first
believe in,
nigga,
bro.
your
How
first
how
power
how I'm gonna be
slam,
the
bro.
first? How I'm gonna be the first one in the family to get into the WWE or something? Then y'all ain't believe in me, folks. When I
Hey,
start
you gotta
bringing
Man,
home
prove
them
us wrong.
M's, y'all, yeah. Hey,
I
when I
ain't gonna
start
lie.
bringing
If
home them
I ain't
anybody,
M's,
taking
if
y'all
them
gonna
into
boo
anybody
it.
me,
gonna be
folks.
first,
I
if
ain't saying
anybody gonna
I
be
ain't
first, I think it's gonna be either Carter or it's gonna be motherfucking
Nigga,
Aubrey,
it's
bro.
gonna be me. It's gonna be me, folks. I ain't trying to hear it. I'm gonna be the first, folks. I'll mark my words.
I ain't
It
gonna lie.
ain't
I
gonna
ain't
be
saying
it.
look, I ain't
I'm not
look,
gonna go to 30 and
I
still
ain't
be in
saying
the
I ain't
jail for.
believe in
I'm
you,
gonna
bro.
find
I ain't
some
saying
wrestling ring
I
to
ain't gonna
wrestle in,
believe in you,
folks.
bro. I'm just saying, bro, you too damn little.
You better
Like
start learning how to
Gang.
flip.
I know
imagine
how to flip. I
duck
know how to do
roll
all that
some of
shit,
that
folks.
shit.
I
You
just
better,
gotta
You
hey,
like
better learn
you
how to.
better, you better learn. You gonna have to be
oh,
the coldest.
I'm telling
You
you,
gonna
I
have to be the
let
I
coldest.
Seamus
just gotta
let
get big, folks, bro.
let Seamus one of them niggas bro kick your ass or let one of them
It's over
Hell
let
nah,
with.
he definitely not finna
your
Jamie
first
Noble
look
me. That
your
shit
first
not happening,
listen
gang. Fuck that.
listen your first match gonna be a squash
I'm
match.
not
They
going.
gonna be like
I'm
they gonna be
not
like you
going.
gotta they gonna be like you gotta fight. They gonna you gotta
I'm telling you, the best position right now at this point in your career, if you wasn't getting to WWF or WWE, your best way of getting some kind of spotlight is being one of the security guards that get fucked up, bro. You gotta go put on the black t-shirt and get thrown around the ring.
Fuck no. I'm not going for that, bro.
Who is
they
he
gonna
I'm
tell your
going
securing?
for
ass
that. I'm gonna
Oh
be
my
they
god,
big
gonna tell
off
he
your
that,
just
ass
he just
bro.
attacked that security
About time.
guard.
But even if I get
they
that
gonna tell
position, I'm
your
gonna be
ass you got
big
a
around
match
that
with
time,
Bronson
bro.
Reed. They gonna tell your ass you get they gonna tell
You
your ass you
not
got a
even,
match with Bronson
bro. They
Reed.
ain't
Hell
taking you
no.
out on the stretcher. You fucking face Bronson Reed, bro. There's no
They
way. You
they gonna
take
like
one tsunami, it's over, gang.
then they gonna be like you gotta take
Man.
four of them bitches back to back. Before before the match over, you gotta take four of them bitches.
He gotta take four of them from all four corner posts, bro.
And then they gonna be like, then they gonna be like, we gonna put you on the stretcher, and then we gonna have them act like they gonna take you out, and then
Fuck
he
y'all
gonna
up when
get
I
on
get there too.
he gonna
I'ma
jump from
fuck y'all
the
up
he
once I
gonna
get
jump from
there.
outside the ring, bro, onto the stretcher.
I'm gonna make sure
I'm
y'all get a
just that
contract
bitch
and y'all
going.
gonna get fucked up
Hey,
and
Bar's gonna be the
try out.
first nigga to get put through a stretcher, bro. That's fucking crazy.
They go, what the fuck? They go tickle him. They go tickle him for real.
Go to commercial.
Somebody go. They go somebody. They go somebody tickle him for real. People out
Yeah, gang. Hey, we love you, bro, but
Hey
I don't
man,
know, gang.
there.
man.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You got a lot of work to do. You got to put on lot more weight and a lot more muscle, bro. I'm not gonna say you can't
Man,
do it because at your height,
I,
that's not the
I,
problem. Your height not being the problem. It's just your body mass, bro. Cause
Yeah.
you could be short. You probably taller than fucking Rey Mysterio, to be honest with you.
I
But
am taller than that man.
even Rey Mysterio on the body side, he gonna make you look little as hell, gang. He gonna make
Cause
you
that
look little
nigga
as
got
hell.
some weight to him. That's what I'm saying. You gotta have some. He at least 180,
Yeah,
190 in
bro.
that range, 200. You gotta be at least 180, 200.
But
You
like I
feel me?
say, if
You
you
ain't
get in the
even
gym, you
close to
start
that
bulking
shit.
up, bro. Cause right now
Bro, I'm finna
You
start hitting the gym
you
next
probably a
year,
cool
bro.
105 right now, bro, at best.
Soon, soon as I start getting my
nah. He
money
like
right,
he like
man.
he like 120, 130 type shit in
Okay,
that range.
okay. You still need some more muscle though.
You
You still
still
need,
need at least
bro.
40, 40, 50, 60 pounds.
Just to
Bro,
hit the mat alone, bro. That's gonna fuck you up.
I'm,
That shit gonna take all the air out your body, bro. As soon as your
I'm
ass hit
telling
the
you,
mat, bro, you
that man ain't
take a
soft,
bump,
nigga.
boy.
This is not no.
nigga,
That
I
is
know
not
that
no
shit
bunk
ain't
bed
so.
action, bro. That is not no bed action slam. You getting you getting hit. That them like getting hit on the ground, folks.
Motherfucker, I done had worse. I done went through a glass
That's
table
a
for.
trampoline with no
Hey, you
lean in it,
have,
nigga.
bro, but I'm worried for your safety. I'm worried that the first move they do on you gonna break a bone, bro. Like you gotta put on some weight, gang.
I'm telling you.
First match, Braun
I
Strowman.
know, for
Uh,
I just,
Braun
his ass, his
Strowman.
ass not even
Bro,
gonna be there when I
you
get
not
there,
even if
boy.
you get in the fucking match with Braun Strowman, he gonna do the little train thing and run around. You not going through the barricade, bro. You're going
Boy,
into the audience,
I'm
gang.
not. I'm
You
not going for
I'm
you
the.
telling
You
finna
know I'm
you.
miss the
finna take
whole
that shit, boy.
you
I'm
finna
going
miss the
No,
right
whole
into the
barricade,
ring.
bro.
what's
You
gonna
going
happen? What's
right
gonna
into the
happen? That
audience.
he gonna run into your ass. You gonna stick to that motherfucker. And he still gonna be running with your ass.
Yeah, but
Hell no.
I would say this, even just from talking to like amateur wrestlers, bro, on the lower level, they always say them motherfucking ropes hurt way more than what they look like when you running them bitches, and them bumps hurt way more than what they look like. Even if you taking the bump the proper way, that shit hurt, bro. You know what I mean? Now, if you want to be
I'm
trans
already knowing.
and join the women's division, you might have a shot.
Hell no. I'm not doing that weak ass shit. Fuck no.
Mars versus Sasha Banks, you might have a shot, bro.
I'm not doing that shit, man. Don't even ever suggest that shit. That shit not gonna work out.
Hey
But
man,
I'm
I be
a
playing, boy. Roxanne Perez might be my wife in the future, boy.
hey,
Keep
prove
playing
us
with
wrong,
you.
bro.
Hey,
Speak
dude.
that. Speak it
Prove us
into
wrong, bro.
existence, bro.
Yeah,
You know,
you never know.
Roxanne, I want to be your man.
But hey,
Stop
it's
playing
really a
with me.
podcast though, man. It's been a great first wrestling episode. We will be back tomorrow night with part 2 of WrestleMania. And we gonna get
Yes,
into
sir.
a little bit more action, man. But I hope you guys enjoyed us talking about night 1 of WrestleMania. Let us know in the comments when you're watching it back. What do you give these matches? Are they 4s, 5s? Did you feel like night 1 was all that it was meant to be? Do you feel like the last match could have been better? You tap in, let us know. And until tomorrow night, it's been a show, man. It's been a show. So thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in. And until tomorrow, we out. Peace.